Where you guys from? What's going on? Where you from? And welcome, Shamo. If you just hang on, because it looks like a lot of people are coming in. I'll made 1K today. Works was an earnings winner, but I wanna show you guys how to read between the lines. And hey, I'm no pro. Disclaimer: I'm no pro. I'm not teaching you guys. I am fucking not a guru. I'm not even good enough to be a furu. I am fucking rough 3 weeks. I'm learning as I go as well. But if you'd like to watch, then watch. That's the fucking shizzle. That's the energy. That's the law of exchange of energy between us. Yeah, I've been on keto a while, and then I broke it yesterday because I was losing weight, but not a lot, and I felt, not gonna say suicidal, but fucking pretty terrible. I felt terrible this morning. Had a Chinese, I felt terrible. So going back on keto just for the sake of mental health. What's up, Gav? Fucking love you, brother. Great to see you in here. You fucking bald genius. You fucking hero. So glad to see you. You fucking hero, Gav. Love to see you here still after all this time. Southern California, brother. Looking to go down California and get some surfing done. Clint, very, very important lessons today. So main thing that I've learned is that took a big loss, gutted, like passing 100 grand, thought I'd made it, thought I was the next whiz kid. And then took a terrible loss of like 27K red month. Then we entered a slow market. And then I was of the mentality of go, make it back. And I didn't adjust, and it was the worst time I needed to adjust to a slow market and slow down, and I didn't. I think we're finally at the point where I've caught up and only trading the best. BOXL was the best short of the day. Best short there was this week, except maybe mRNA. BJ, what's up? Look, yeah, so greetings from Puerto Rico. Nice, brother. Say hello to Logan Paul if you see him. Brenton, extremely nice to see you. Good to see you back on board. Hope you and your wife are very happy. Looking for some gold info. It's fucking coming, brother. It's coming. I like to watch. Thank you, brother. What's up, Peter? You look like you've got some passion in that fist. Got some passion in those eyes. Keep the grind going, brother. What's up, Ravi, son? Nice to see you back. And yeah, dude, I'm game for Poker Stars very soon. Just short of 1,000. So we'll recap the trade in a minute. I saw that, mate. Yeah, dude, fucking rough ride. I'm still red on the month, but I'm confident I'll pull a green. Just like so many fucking mistakes. And what's up, Gary? Okay, so let's just break down BOXL right now. And people are going to come later, but hopefully they can just watch it back on a recording. So this is going to take a little bit of time. So I'm just going to have a very quick beer break. If you just pause for 3 seconds. If anyone's doing keto, Lagunitas, daytime is good. So in terms of BOXL, best short I've seen in a while. Look, this market in terms of gap bars and short and gap bars, it's been dead quiet. You've only had like low floats popping up. And when you've had these low floats popping, They've generally got like no volume history, so they're just super unpredictable. Like a low float can be unpredictable because you don't know who's up and who's down on the chart. And if it's never traded volume before, you've got no indication of its past performance. So how can you predict its future performance? So just an absolute load of shit popping up the last few weeks, and you're just asking to lose because you'll just get chopped up, or you'll make like the wrong decisions. Where with BOXL, it was the first proper stock where I had a read on it, like where I had a good read on it, where I was like, big picture, this is failing. And I've not been able to have a read on that on any other stock in a long time. And the reason I have this read is, first off, and we'll go through the live trade, I've got it screen recorded. BOXL is a 60 million float, 58 million on the float, right? Its last run was in this area. It's also had some other recent action in this area. So we've got a lot of longs in these two channels. It's a 60 million float. That means that there's a lot of longs stuck in the 360s, 350s. Because it's a 60 million float, you can assume maybe half or quite a large portion of people are stuck in this channel between the 350s and 450s. So, and it's never traded volume for people to really get out. So when we have this gap up, the first thing that I know is that the company has a lot of people that want to get out of BOXL. There's a lot of people in from the 350s who are then in the 190s. Their investment long is in half. As soon as that gaps, they're going to want to get out, right? Unless it runs. They might hold and be like, will it go higher? Will it go higher? First sign of panic, they're going to get out, right? The second thing that we need to look at with BOXL is the reason why it's up. So on stocks to trade, we've kind of got this little news thing. We can see the news at 4 o'clock, right? So BOXL, the news came out, was earnings. It came out at 4 p.m. and we can see the response after hours, right? But for me, in 1 second, let's just find you guys so I know I'm okay. Yeah, we're here. So the news on BOXL was earnings, and you'll always be taught, and I was taught, and it's true. It's very good teaching. Remember, I'm not a teacher, right? Yeah, break. With BOXL, you get taught not to short earnings, right? Wait for them to come out. An earnings winner, something that responds positively to earnings. It's up 30%. It's an earnings winner. Earnings winner, right? Yeah, break. And you can see why it surged after hours, because the revenue increased 500%. Orders increased 1,000%. Some random shit that's important. Net loss, which is important, per common share improved, but they are losing still, and that's an important thing. Ended quarter with 48 million of back orders. So they're saying a lot of good stuff, right? They're saying the revenue is going through the roof, orders are going through the roof. But what I didn't see straight away is that they're not saying that they're making a lot of money. They're saying they're getting a lot of orders, but they're not saying they're making a lot of money. And that was a bit weird for me. I'm like, well, why are you going on about how many, like, you've got 1,000% order increase or whatever. How come you're not like making loads of money? And then when I looked at BOXL's last quarter, you can see that its revenues are going through the roof, and they are like 2020 last year, their revenue went through the roof. But you know what else? do you know what else went significantly down? But their earnings went significantly down. So I'm like, that doesn't make sense to me. If your revenue goes up, your earnings should go up. Now, their revenues went higher, but their earnings went even lower. And now they're saying the revenues are going higher again, but they're not talking about the earnings. And for me, that just doesn't make sense. Do you know what I mean? And I'm no pro, I'm no expert, I'm no guru, I'm not even good enough to be a guru. But I'm just saying, to me, it doesn't make sense. And then say we track check Flash SEC. Flash SEC are fucking class. I'd give you me affiliate link if I could think of it, but I think, if it's Junk 87, Flash dash SEC, if you type Junk 87, I think you get a cheaper price. But I really like what the guys are doing with Flash SEC. I talk to them. The teachers like little things about SEC Faglens. We're not on a friendship level, but I'd love them to be. I don't get paid by them, but I just love what they're doing. And on Flash SEC, we can see that they have an S3, which means they've got a shelf for 150 million shares. So that means, from my understanding, is that generally with an S3, a shelf, that shelf is there, I believe, to raise 150 million, whether it's through offerings at whatever time, I'm not sure. But the other piece of information that I could gather is that they've only got 7 months of cash left. So if they run out of money in 7 months and they're planning on raising 150 million through dilution or offerings, it doesn't matter how high the revenues are going up, because they're obviously losing money, and in 6 months they're going to be diluting the stock. So maybe in a year, BOXL has a better future. Maybe its revenues will continue to increase. They're making investments, and that's why they're losing right now. I don't know. All I know is that they're going to dilute probably in the next 6 months. And right now, the business model is not sustainable. They've got very poor earnings, and they're just pushing revenue. And that's why we get this squeeze, because everyone sees a good headline, but when you start looking into it, it's not actually that good. It's actually bad. And the final confirmation was this: BOXL was trading 3 million pre-market. So if we put it all together, if your earnings is so good, why are you only trading 3 million pre-market? Why aren't you trading 10, 20, 50? We've seen 100 million pre-market. Why are you trading 3 million? So when I see a disparity between the fundamentals and the earnings, and I see bag holders trapped in the 350s, and I know that volume will never outweigh the pressure of the bag holders who will sell when the stock turns, and I see that in 6 months the company's fucked kind of thing, or it's going to be diluting, looks like it is, it's going to run out of money. I know that in the short term, whether BOXL fixes itself in a year, I know now that they're not looking good. And I know in 6 months, they're probably going to look worse. So people don't care about a year's time. People care about now. I'll never forget Tesla's battery day. So we're bringing out this new car in 5 years. Stock tanked. People want stuff now. They don't want stuff later. So with BOXL, and we can go on to the short now, let us find it. It was just a case of waiting for the panic. And you can see I've got, this is on DAS. I've got I took a $10,000 position. Again, I'm slowing down with the market. I'm trading less, only trading the best. With BOXL, I had a good fundamental reason and many technical reasons why this was a good short. Took 10,000 shares at 253s, thinking first moment of panic, this is going to fail. And it's just a matter of time before this cracks, because as you can see, it's trading 4.6 million when near the open. It's not going to push on 4.6 million pre. It's not. The float is 60 million. People want to get out. It's a matter of time before this cracks, in my opinion, unless somehow volume surges. The current predicament is that half the float is underwater. Now they're less underwater than they were due to the gap up. The panicking to get out was starting to downtrend. The earnings are kind of fucked. There's disparity, and the company's not going to be doing any better until maybe a year's time. Everything tells us this is going to fail. So I've got 10,000 at 252. I'm not fucking around. I'm not scaling. I've got one entry. Big picture, I believe, is going to work. And then we just get to the open here. And I'm trying to be as patient as I possibly can. I've got a quick like long on BIOL. Looked like it was going to squeeze. Sub pennies do on Fridays. BOXL, I take like literally a third off at 235. So I think at 255 or 251, 233, I'll take a very small amount off. Only to put it back on, right? Because if I cover this dip and I add into the pop, it just means that it's free. It's free ads at a higher price. So I'm getting me price higher for free. So I've locked whatever I lock in, I just add back in, and I'm still at that kind of 251 average. In a weird way, it makes sense. Like I said, I thought Bio might squeeze. It was a sub penny. It's Friday. Thesis doesn't go like $50 loss, nothing. With BOXL, the ad was a little premature. We can just skip a little bit ahead. Got a couple of ads, and again, like when BOXL's hitting 250. I'm still sitting from 251 average. Like I took some off and I added it back on, but ultimately I'm still roughly sitting 251. So right now this can go to 260. I'm only like 3% red, and I'm gonna give this range. Like because everything says it's gonna fail. I'm not gonna get like freaked out by like 3 or 4% red, because I'm going for like 10 to 12 to 15% on this. So I'm not going to care if I go 5% down. Not when I think the odds of success are like 80%. So I think if I get 2-1 on me risk and it's 80% likely to happen, I think it's a fucking great trade. When we get this rejection wick, it's also another really good sign that it's over. It's just a case of kind of waiting it out. So with BOXL, we fall through the double bottom. Nothing much going on here. Fall through. See how I'm not covering? Like, I have a thesis. I think it's bearish as hell. I think longs have been tricked. I'm not covering. I'm waiting to get as much out of this as possible. I could have covered 243. I could have covered 238. It's 227 and I haven't covered. I might get a bit edgy and take some off now, but I'm holding like full size for as long as I possibly can because I want to have weight and conviction behind my thesis. You've got a 226 cover there. And again, I'm not taking a lot off. I'm taking like a third. So I took a third off, added it straight back on. Took a third off. I'm like literally 2/3 full size still. Skip ahead a little bit. We've got a double bottom there. That's like not really concerning when the big picture is bearish, but I don't mind some sort of 1030 turnaround that this might come near VWAP. The stock's got to bounce. It's not just going to go straight down. Start adding the third back on. Back to full size on BIOL. BIOL, I'm looking for a reversal long. We've got the bottom and we've got the higher low forming a wedge in this area, but it's just I want a few more signs of it work, and it's just a little bit early for me. I need a bit more. I prefer like a double bottom and then a wedge. That's a bit early for confirmation for me. BOXL is coming back down. We're facing this. It's either a descending triangle in this area on BOXL, or it's like a triple bottom. Now, when we're starting to get a triple bottom, as bearish as it can be, and it's most likely to fail, I just don't want to get squeezed even a little bit more than I need to. So when we see the double bottom, then this higher low, and it's starting to curl, and it's breaking the downtrend, I'm a bit like, I'm probably going to just cover the rest of this up. It's a shame, but like it's bottomed 4 times now. Like it's going to reverse, and there's a bunch of shorts in. For me, we're just still in a descending triangle, but I'm running out of patience with BOXL. BIOL, right? So BIOL were missed. That double bottom there, bottom and bottom, there's a green candle there. I've just gone long from 0.82. When this double bottoms and lifts, I'm confident we should get a return to VWAP or in potential squeeze. With BOXL, I'm about to take this off. We're flirting with breaking the trend line. BIOL turned into a good trade. You see from 0.82 to 0.87, I'm up like 5%. If it just holds near VWAP, it should squeeze in a bit. But again, I quite liked BIOL. Sadly, let's see what happens. BOXL, we've got like a double bottom and then another double bottom. As bearish as this gets, I'm not hanging around. There's the cover. I'm out of everything. Sadly, at 228, I was really kind of wanting like 217s, 215s, 213s. But if you watch the cover, it's a very good cover in anticipation, because I'm covering, and then a matter of minutes later, that's the final cover. That last green candle that just went, thinking, nah, this is too much. Take it off, and we start a surge. Very lightly, but start a surge. So my cover was right before everyone else. And that's what I want to be doing. I want to be ahead of everyone. So it was nice to read that action before the majority. And you have to, if you're going to be profitable, you have to see things before others. With BIOL, this is looking in a really nice range, like it's going to squeeze. I add just a bit on BIOL because I think that's ready to push right there in that candle right now. And then I just sell some because it looks like it's rejecting, and I get stopped out later for the rest. BIOL, BOXL, I'm back in on a quick scalp just because it's rejecting there. It's short squeeze, but big picture is bearish. Take that back off as well. So BOXL, that's a 1,000 basically there. BIOL, it was a silly trade up here, but I made some back. After the double bottom. In future, I'll probably let longs shake out. And that is a wrap. If you guys have got any questions, fire them through. Feel a bit knackered, so I'll probably take it easy. What's good, Jongy? Just chilling. It's hopefully just taking these 1K days and chilling. Yes, sir. SPRT, let's have a look. I saw people talk about this. A true investor guy was talking about it. Like, nice 52-week high break. I don't like when the gap, like, I don't like when breakouts gap, because then, like, there's already like, I just don't like going long on gaps. With SPRT, like, I want the breakout to be like, say that's the breakout, right? Over days, it should be building momentum to burst. The gap kind of fucks the breakout because I can't explain in words why, but it's like everyone who's buying the breakout can lose that gap. There's no support underneath. You'd need it to grind and grind and grind, so there's tons of support. That's the reason why. Heard that Tim is doing a webinar with other mill students, but watching you is better. God bless. God bless. But I should probably be watching the millionaire student. But thanks for the comment. In terms of learning and stuff, like, I obviously learned everything from the Tim Sykes challenge, and I'm in Stocks to Trade Pro with Tim Bourne. And I learned how to trade from those guys, no doubt. What I will say though is, like, after a few years, once you've got your own style, then you're on your own. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'll always learn from the challenge. I'll pick stuff up, but there comes to a point where you've just got to master your own fucking setup and the setup and the stocks that suit your personality. And it's a bit of a lone game. Like, after a couple of years, once you've really got to know how to trade, it's fucking you versus you. So, like, that's why I don't really watch too much learning material anymore. I'm always just studying and analyzing my own process and what I'm doing right and what I'm doing wrong. Do you not trade the rest of the day? No, because the market's fucking crap. Like, the market's so slow. Lucky I found one trade. No worries, brother. I traded my first trap on SPRT. I'd say SPRT was more of a short than a long. The volume's not really there. It's arrived to the breakout with a gap. So I think Shoe Investor took this short, I think. No, I mean, this kill, like, the wash and the kill is quite a nice, like, kind of long entry in this channel. But definitely when you get the the top and the lower high, it's a good sign that we're heading down. Nice. What's good? I think I've read all of these. Yeah, I think we're through all these, right? Yeah. Revenue is vanity and profit is sanity. There you go. That explains BOXL to a T. Revenue is vanity and profit is sanity. Love it. What's up, Gary? I'm hoping you'll still hit 100 grand by the end of the year, mate. Yeah, I mean, look, it was class. Look, it was brilliant to pass 100K in profits. But I had a lot of holes and flaws in trading. Fixed them. It's not. I don't know if I fixed them, but I needed a pullback, like a stock pulls back, and hopefully I'm on the way up again. It's all good. I've still got a house. Yep, coming back. I think that's all the way. See if there's any last comments, and then I'll bail on you guys. Don't miss your chance to be part of history. True fucking that. Nah, I don't know what the crack is with F1. I have no idea where F1 team boss is. I think he lost half of his, like, honestly, I'm not kidding. Shorting Gabas is fucking terrible lately. In F1, mainly shorted Gabas. I'm mainly short Gabas. And what I found is you've really, really, really only got to short the ones in a quiet market. You've got to only short the best ones, like the most obvious ones to fail. You can't short random shit. I'll just blow straight away. So F1 shorted a lot of random stuff, whatever was up, whatever. And you've got to compare technicals with fundamentals as well, like BOXL. I'd imagine F1's blowing. He's not coming back. He's never going to come back. He lost 90 grand and then he got given like 7 grand and then he lost that as well, as far as I know. He's pretty much lost it. So sucks for him. But when my trading goes wrong, I spend not crazy, not mental hours, but I'll spend like 5 hours that night trying to figure out what went wrong, or 3 or 4 at least, and then 3 or 4 the next day, and then I'll back test for 3 or 4. Like if my trading's not going well, I'll put the time in to fix it. I'll figure out what the fuck's going wrong, and I'll change and tweak until I get it right. And then now, changed so many things, and to be honest, I'm right back to where I was, the same way I made the money. Changed a bunch of stuff. Shouldn't have. You should always stick to the way my strategy is. I'm very aggressive on bearish stocks, and every now and then it's going to go wrong and I'm going to lose 2 grand, 2.5. The problem went when I couldn't cut the 2.5 loss. But and also the way my strategy works is I'll make 1,000, 1,000, 1,000, 1,000, 1,000, 1,000 6 times, then I'll max loss 2.5. So I'll only make 3.5. But that's just the way the strategy is. Me big losses will be bigger than me winners. But the way the strategy works, I'll always win more than I lose, much more than I lose. And ideally in time, I'll not have the max losses because I'll see the reversals ahead of time. But every now and then it's going to go wrong. But as long as the numbers are working the balance the right way, you're good. So yeah, a lot of fucking terrible 10 weeks. Sometimes I've wanted to cry. It's been so bad. But I think we're on a good track and things are going to turn out for a green month again this month. So, and then green months for the rest of the year. There's no reason why not. I think that's a wrap, guys. All right, peace. Nice to see you guys. Good learnings. See you next time.